What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. You ever had one of those days where you just get so much stuff done and it was such a good day, and just at the end you're so tired? That's me right now. Currently it's 11:16 and I am beat. I have had a long day, extremely productive. I am so happy that all my stuff got done. So you guys probably know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you guys what my day was. Before we do that, of course, I am in Neo. Big surprise. And I am using Grayson's first gen Vision. After I reviewed it, I was just like, you know what? I don't ever use this bus, so here we go. Alright, so anyway, day started off pretty well. Well, okay, what am I saying? No, it did not start off well. So last night, you guys know that I'm kind of like an assistant type thing. That's what I do for my job. Hopefully my mic's on, yeah. But anyway, the lady that I work for, I'll set it up like this. The lady I work for, her husband is a traveling lawyer, so he goes across the world and he does lots of international stuff. So he's been mostly in Asia for the past couple months. I don't know, whatever. But he is back. He got back maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and he's here for a few weeks. So... Oh, my mirror went in there. So anyway, the lady, she is currently out of town. She is in Florida, and she should be back tomorrow, the 27th, which is hopefully when this video will go up. But the guy, he had to go to a camp this weekend with one of his sons because they're active in scouts like myself. So basically, they said, hey, we need you to spend the night and watch everyone else. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to be fun. So I brought my computer over thinking that I was going to record maybe 2 or 3 videos, which did not happen. But I could not go to sleep. I don't know why. I just kind of like laid there for a couple hours and eventually went to sleep at like 1 or mid-12 or 1, somewhere around there. I just kept on waking up every single hour. Oops, wrong button. I didn't mean to push that at all. So I just kept on waking up every single hour, and I had set my alarm for 7, so... yeah, I do not even know. So anyway, after kind of sleep... woke up, well, you know, but, my screen just dimmed, but woke up, got some food, you know, dealt with the kids, and, the guy, he was gonna come back today, and he did, because they have their soccer tournaments or whatever, and they wanted to just stay the night there that night, the Friday-Saturday thing instead of the Friday-Saturday-Sunday thing. So, God, I have something in my nose. I don't know, my sinuses. It's got to be. Yeah, you see, here's the thing. But I had mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I guess. But I actually had to go to that camp after, so. Because this is the start of our ceremony season. So if you were with me last year, for Boy Scouts, I'm in charge of putting on these ceremonies that we perform for the public, and they're extremely cool. I love doing them. So this one right here is really the one that starts them up for the year, because for the next couple months we're gonna have a bunch to do. So So I had to go up there and perform. So I was thinking I was going to get there around 2 or so. And this place is only an hour away. Nice. It's not a big site, not a big campsite, but, certainly not small. What the heck, my root beer float's not coming out. Man, come on. I want my root beer float. There we go, there's some. So anyway, yeah, I thought I was going to get there around 2, but they had came back around at 10 and said, okay, you're good, you can go. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'm good then. I'm just going to stop at the stoplight for no reason. So I was like, well, okay, I guess they don't need me. I don't have anything to do at home. I might as well go up there early. So I went up there, drove up there for an hour, got up there and, I chilled out for a couple minutes, just stretched my legs once I got there, talked to the guys that I was doing the ceremony. Well, we had one guy who's I'm a pretty good friend of, or he's a pretty good friend of mine. He's in our troop. We had another guy who's going to drive up for the day because he was not interested in staying the night at all. And then we had some guy from another troop where I had worked with a couple times in the past. So I went over, talked to the guy in our troop, whatever, kind of worked some things out, talked to this and that about it, about our ceremony for the night. And then his brother comes over and we start, I start talking to him, and I decide, okay, well, I want to get you involved in this somehow, because why not? So I said, well, I decided that normally we have like an introduction or something, so that people know what we are and this and that. So I decided, since the adult who normally does it wasn't going to be there, I decided, okay, well, why don't you do it? I mean, you like speaking, so I decided that he's going to do that. And we go out, and we were going to practice in the campfire that we were going to do it at, which is this big amphitheater. Not big, it's a decent size. So that's one of my favorite places to perform at, in that amphitheater there. So every chance I get, I love going out there. Like I said, one of my favorite places to perform. I haven't gotten in this parking lot right here, so I'm going to go in here. But we decided that we weren't going to practice there because there were a bunch of kids there running around, and they're not allowed to see it until we actually perform it for the night. So there's this secret ring that not a whole lot of people know about. It's not marked on any of the maps, but one of the adults showed me a couple years ago, and they only use it for very, very, very special things. And we weren't going to do our ceremony back there, but I was like, you know what? Let's go back there and practice, because why not? So we go back there, and it's it's beautiful back there. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's the campground is in the middle of nowhere, and this site is in the middle of nowhere. So it's in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, but beautiful, beautiful place. Got a big stone fireplace in the shape of an arrow, because our organization is called the Order of the Arrow. So they have a big arrow there, and it's beautiful. So we go there and we practice our lines for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, because I've been practicing my lines for I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks now, because I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to look good, and I wanted the ceremony to be something that these kids are going to remember for a long time. The other people who were doing the ceremony don't care as much. So they're just kind of like, I'll just kind of impromptu, whatever. So I made them work on their lines, and they got some stuff done. So we kind of went back and forth memorizing lines, and then we decided to do some run-throughs with all of our motions and this and that. So we did that for a couple hours up until, like, I don't know, noon or so. So around noon, we head back and grab some lunch. And keep in mind that I'm 18 now, and I'm eating with all of the scouts, but the adults call me over. They're like, Cameron, you're not supposed to be over there now. You're 18. You're an adult. And I'm just like, they were saying you're supposed to be eating with us, and I'm just like, no, this is so weird. I don't like this. This is really weird. I'm not used to this, So that's gonna certainly get some, I'm gonna have to get used to that. So it was different, but I ate with them. They have some good food. I mean, I think I would rather eat the really good food. Maybe this is a bad thing, me saying this. I would rather eat the really good food than be with some of my friends. I don't know. That's probably really bad saying that. So anyway, we go back. We decide to practice some more. And then the guy who was driving in shows up around 2 or 3. And, we run over our lines with him. We do all the motions. And then I'm talking, and there's one of the parts is the guide. So they're going to lead you in. They're going to show you everything. It just comes to me like, oh, crap. I don't have a torch for him, because we need a torch so that you can see it, because we perform these ceremonies in the dark. There's just a big fire pit in the middle, so you can't see your way around, which is where the torch comes in. And I'm like, crap, this guy told me to buy a torch, and this was this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I completely forgot about it. So the guy who drove in and me drove up to a Walmart about 20 miles outside of the camp, and we could not find the torches anywhere. We just kept on looking around and around and around and around until we eventually found some, and we found some metal ones which were so nice, and they were like, I don't know, like $6 or $7 each. So we got 2 of them. And you have to understand that we were using the ones made out of, what's it called? The ones that you weave, And we were like, okay, well, we're going to need some gas for it too, sort of light up. So we're looking around, and we see the greatest thing ever. We see colored flames. We're just like, oh my gosh, this would be such a cool idea. So we decided that we're going to have one green one, which was going to be in the back for whenever they're coming in, and then one red flame whenever the guide is walking around. But the red one didn't really look red. It just kind of looked like normal. I don't want to say it looked like fire, but, it just didn't look really red compared to what we thought it would be. So, anyway, we got a couple drinks. The guys wanted some Coke, Pepsi, root beer, Sierra Mist, whatever. So we get that for them. And on the way back, we're talking about how for future ceremonies, we're going to go to the Walmart just up the road, and we are going to get some blue flames, because those would look so cool. In the middle of the dark, you just see this blue light coming through. Don't tell me that wouldn't be cool. So we're going to get a blue light, and it is gonna look super, super cool, hopefully. So, yeah. So we do that. We come back, practice some lines some more. We got this special changing room. Why the heck did I do? Yeah. But we got this changing room in the AC because the camp director had asked me to do it. So I have connections, you know. I know lots of super high up people, so I basically just went up and said, "Hey, we need somewhere to change, so you should really give us an extra room that you're not using." So she was like, "Oh yeah, we're not using this room. It's AC and it's got this and that," and I'm just like, "Perfect, we'll take it." So we get everything out, and this and that. Oh, and somewhere in the mix, I don't know, I don't remember when, but I think it was before we went to Walmart, but one of the, like, the second highest guy in our district, the second top guy in our district, I have known him for 4 or 5 years. He used to work with my mom whenever she did scout stuff, and I work with him whenever I do my, whenever I run my camp, I work with him. So, you know, we're pretty good friends. I would think so, but anyway, he was walking around. He was just going to show up for the day, make sure that, you know, everything is looking cool, whatnot. So at one point, you know, I had seen him a couple times through the day. We had talked through those times, which reminds me, I actually need to respond to an email. He said that someone sent me an email, but I didn't check. So anyway, he had walked past me one time, and he stuck out this thing from his hand and, like, you know, gave it to me, and just kept on walking, and because we were both walking in the opposite directions, whatever. So I'm with one of my friends, and I just look at it, and it's just a playing card with the number 2 on it. Where is it? It's still in my pocket. I think it's like the 2 of diamonds. Let's see, is this it? Yeah, the 2 of diamonds with the number 2 on it. And I'm like, what is this? This is so weird. I don't know why you gave me this. So anyway, I'm walking around camp, and I see another card on the ground. Like, I'm seeing all these cards with numbers on them. I got, like, the 7 of spades with the number 17 on it, and I'm like, what the heck? Where are all these cards coming from? And I see a bunch of other high-up adults just giving out these, like, a couple of them were just holding cards just randomly, and I'm like, what the heck? Why do I have this card? And I never got an answer to why I have this 2 of diamonds. It's just so weird. I've been trying to figure this out, like, all day. I am so confused by it. Like, did I win something? I don't know. It's really weird. So, yeah, I gotta figure this out. I gotta ask why he gave that to me. Maybe it's just a piece of trash that he found on the ground, and he wanted me to throw it away. I don't know. I'm keeping it though. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but yeah. So I've been trying to figure this out all day. Clearly. Anyway, back to the story, kind of. So we had I drove my truck over to the building where we were gonna dress in or dress up. So I unloaded all of our gear and went and practiced some more. And one of the adults in the district, the guy who kind of organized all of our stuff, he, like, I guess around this time last year, he decided, and I don't know why he didn't do this earlier, he decided that he would buy earpieces and walkie-talkies, so that in case someone, oh, hey, I can't show up, we need to pull someone else out immediately. These scripts can get pretty long. Like, I had maybe 8 or 9 paragraphs, you know, of, like, 6 or 7 sentences that I need to memorize with Cherokee in it, and just, lots and lots of stuff. So it's not just something that you can memorize in an hour, unless you have good memory. But so he had gotten these earpieces a while back, and 2 of the guys didn't really know their stuff. 3 of them didn't. In the end, it turned out fine, but the guy who had driven up, he knows he doesn't practice. He just doesn't want to. He just wants to dress up as an Indian and just pretty much just do that, because why not? So he looks at me and he's like, you know what? That kid really needs the earpiece. And the thing is, the kid who he said needed the earpiece was just reading off of his script. Just kind of glancing down every now and then, but he had longer pauses. But the guy who said he needed the earpiece, he was just reading full-on script. And I'm just like, I wouldn't say that. So we'll get to this later. Let's turn in here. So anyway, it's just like, you sure you don't need him? But no, I'm feeling pretty confident, whatever. So, we do that, practice, go back, eat some dinner. We had fajitas, and they were excellent fajitas. Let's see, and we, after that, we pretty much had to get ready to do our ceremony. So, we went up to this room, and there was a flag ceremony, a flag ceremony that was going to happen before then, and then everyone would go over to the campfire. They would do skits, songs, awards, whatever, and then we would come in. So we went to the changing room before the campfire. We'd get all changed, everything, whatnot. And then one of our guys comes in and says, hey, everyone's over a campfire. They're about to start, so let's head over there. So we head over there. Man, come on, let's go. Come on. So we head over there and, just wait for our cue. And the guy who I wanted to, do the introduction and stuff, like I said, he likes to talk, so not like he just won't stop talking, but whenever he talks, he's a really good speaker. So on the spot, he comes up with this whole Boy Scouts is good because this and this and this, and presidents were this, and Neil Armstrong and Mike Rowe and this and that. And I'm just like, we're sitting back there. We're about maybe 300 feet away, and he has a loud voice. I can still beat him though, but 300-400 feet away. So he's coming up with this excellent story, and we're just sitting there just like, how is he doing this? I mean, if I couldn't even prepare that in like a day, bro. So, we come back and we head in to do the ceremony, and 2 of the guys head in first, and they say this and that. And then I head in, and they got those lines fine, because they were just 2 or 3 sentences each, going back and forth a few times. I come in, I say my stuff. And then the guy who's all confident, saying, "Oh, he needs the headphone," Guy who's all confident comes in and forgets his lines. So this is not the first time it's happened either. So he comes in and he had 4 paragraphs in the beginning that he had to memorize. Maybe a total of about 30 sentences that he had to memorize. out of the 30, he did maybe 10 sentences. He said, welcome, and then he's supposed to explain what we're doing and why we're doing it, and he didn't do that. And then he has to introduce all of us. So he says, this is the guide. Yeah, he does that. He pretty much just kind of like blanks out. And I'm standing in the back because I'm the second highest person in the Indian-wise. So I'm standing in the back, and I'm just like, oh, God, is this really... and he just kind of like just looks around, and it's okay because like people don't know the lines, but for like people like me who do this a lot, I'm just like, oh, come on, you've done so many of these. How do you like not know this stuff, really? So, he just kind of like, he barely makes it through his first couple paragraphs. I go up, I say my lines. Another guy goes up, and he says like the first two sentences, and he just kind of like blanks out. And then he kind of like makes something up. I know it was not on the script. He just made something up. I'm just like, oh gosh, come on. I know you had these lines memorized. You've been bugging me about them all day. So, next guy goes up. He does his lines fine. I go up. I do my lines fine. And then we come back to another guy. The guy who did his lines fine. That's not me. I know, I'm just confusing you guys right now. And he does the same thing one of the other guys did. He says a couple things that were on the script and then just makes up a bunch of random crap. And I'm just like, come on, really? I go up, I say something, I'm fine. Last guy, well, we had two other guys go after that. They kind of, they kind of sort of got it. Last guy goes up. He has 2 paragraphs to say. Basically, can stay in scouts, and I'll see you again soon. We're done, whatever. And he just stands there for a minute, and I'm like, not this again, And I trust him a lot, I really do. But if he can't even memorize this stuff, and I told him about this like a month ago, so he knew that this was coming. And here's the thing, he told me he was considering bailing out yesterday because the football game from his high school against my old high school was tonight, and we're pretty much rivals, so he really, really wanted to see that. I think my school ended up losing. I think it was 44-25, I think. So apparently our football team isn't good this year, so I guess I'm glad I'm not there anymore. So but I'm just like, gosh, come on, really. So after that, I was considering staying the night at camp, because, I haven't camped in a couple months, so I was like, you know what, I might stay. But then it just got humid all of a sudden, and I look over at a couple leaders, and I was like, gosh, was it this humid last night? They're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, I am not staying here then. Yeah, as much as I really want to, I am not staying if it is this humid, especially if I'm just going to go inside a tent where it's just going to get more humid. So me, buddy, decided that we'd passed a Dairy Queen on our way to Walmart, so we were like, you know what, we want some Dairy Queen or something. But the closest Dairy Queen to us is like 20 minutes away, and there was the one near the camp was another 20 minutes away. So we were like, okay, well, we can head home, or we can go 20 miles and then head home, which wasn't going to happen. So we decided just to go to Sonic instead, and that's where I got my root beer float that I'm still working on. And I forgot that one of my friends who graduated the year before I did, he works there. So it's weird because he keeps on switching between Taco Bell and Sonic. So sometimes I'll see him at Taco Bell, sometimes I'll see him at Sonic. So I think he's been at Sonic for, I don't know, maybe 3 months now. So I guess he's good. I guess he's good there. So yeah, he had dyed his hair red, and I was like, you know, like I'd seen him in the window. Yeah, his back, and I was like, oh gosh, why would someone dye their hair red? And then he turns around and starts walking out, and I'm like, oh, I see. I know. I understand now. I get it. So, you know, I talked to him for a couple minutes. You know, we, caught up, and so, and then I came home, and I'm here recording this now. So, yeah, I've had a really long day, really productive. Awesome day. I might not be productive every day, but the days I am productive, I like to think that they are super productive, so I guess that kind of makes up. Probably not, but yeah. So after this, I'm gonna finish my root beer float. I'm probably just gonna watch YouTube after this, because I know I've been recording for what, half an hour now. So yeah, it's in what, 31 minutes. Yeah, so or so, maybe 32, I don't know, but I'm gonna watch a couple YouTube videos, finish this root beer float, take a shower, and go to bed. I am beat, guys. So let's see, there should be an update video going up soon. I meant to put it up a while back, but I just never did, so hopefully the update will go out maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm not really sure. Just kind of depends on whenever I get my stuff together, and maybe I'll render and edit and whatnot tomorrow night, because there are a couple things in there that don't really apply anymore. So I made it about a week ago. No, remind me never to do that. So yeah, make sure you guys really do have like productive days like this, where it's like you want to die because you're just so tired. Make sure you guys have those days every now and then, because it really is good to have these days. I mean, I'm tired, but I'm just so happy that it's just good. So like I said, just make sure you have these every now and then. So doesn't need to be every day, but maybe once a month or so. So, yep, alright. Let's see, we'll get some gas here first before I end. So we'll just come over here. Man, guys, I need the cruise control on. I know that doesn't work in this version, but I think it works at 0.9.3 if I'm not mistaken. But, man, cruise control all the way home, that was dead. Alright, so, yeah, I need the cruise control on this. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to what my day was and part of last night. So, yep, alright, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Where is it? Right down here, it's magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, or over here, or over here. Why isn't my mouse moving? I don't know where they put it down in here. They put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or you will be as tired as me, but that's not always a bad thing. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't get raped. So, yeah, guys.